We have to get serious now. And I'm so happy that you're here for the most important segment in the history of radio. Once a week, I discuss the pandemic, the terror, the horror of white on white crime. Ooh. Hit it.
Did you know, according to the FBI, 84% of white victims are killed by white offenders? Did you know, according to the FBI, in 2019, over 69% of all offenses were committed by white offenders? Did you know, the most violent state in the country is Alaska, which is over 66% Caucasian. You're listening to White on White Crime on The Clay Kane Show.
Is nearly 68% Caucasian. 0.69% black. 0.69% black. The crime rate, according to city-data.com in Hartford, Michigan, it is 28.6% higher than all U.S. cities.
Wow.
Why? How come no one's talked about this city?
The ghetto!
And then this horrific story comes out of a 12-year-old man. Mind you, I'm not going to say boy, I'm going to say man. Because, you know, when we're 12, 13, 14, we're seen as men. Yeah, a 12-year-old man, he robbed a gas station, pulled out a gun, and shot it in the air, and robbed a gas station. 12 years old. I don't know if he was listening to too much Eminem or Jack Harlow. I don't know if he was listening to too much Iggy Azalea. I don't know what happened. You know, it's the music. You know that, right?
Oh,
the music
sure.
It's definitely the music. Listen to this news clip of this 12-year-old holding up a gas station, and then our tax dollars are going in to him being in the system. Our tax dollars. Listen to this.
The entire thing captured on security camera. Hartford police say the young man carrying out the armed robbery, just 12 years old, and using a gun that belonged to his guardian. Police telling us he pried open a locked cabinet to get to the 9mm. The middle schooler, who they're not naming, took off with several $1,000s. Police say he was arrested soon after.
I didn't know what to think. I just grabbed the money and gave it to him.
Tonight, we're hearing from the woman who was behind the counter at the time, who called the ordeal a nightmare. She's already started making changes in her store.
That's why I got the sign on the door. Nobody's allowed to have a backpack in here anymore.
Oh, so that sign was put up, no bags allowed?
I put that sign up this morning.
Police say no one was hurt after the 12-year-old fired into the ceiling. He's now being held in a juvenile detention facility in Allegan County.
Reese, a couple other things here. He was arrested shortly after the incident. And although he was armed and he shot a gun in a gas station and he robbed a store, the police, nobody feared for their lives.
No, of course not.
And they managed to arrest him. Nobody, Now, Tamir Rice was in, a park just playing, 12 years old. Everybody feared for their lives. Amazing. Then the gun that he gets was from his father. He pulled it out. Allegedly, the gun he pulled it out of a locked cabinet in his father's home. And the lieutenant said, quote, about the father, quote, I think the father had good intentions, but I think he learned a valuable lesson that he needs to secure the firearm even better than he did because this young man was able to pry the door open, unquote.
So wait a minute. Has anyone out there ever heard of Hartford, Michigan? Because Anton Daniels, he speaks a lot about Detroit, Michigan, and the crime that goes on in Detroit, Michigan, because you know Anton Daniels, he lives in Michigan. But has Anton Daniels ever talked about Hartford, Michigan, where the population in Hartford, Michigan is 68%, between 66% and 68% white? And that Hartford, Michigan owns the dubious title of having the most crime in the US at 28% higher than any other city in the US, and is comprised of mostly white people. Why doesn't Anton Daniels speak on this? Why we never hear any panel discussions from Anton Daniels and his jigaboo crew? Why don't we hear more about Hartford, Michigan? Well, let me tell you why. The reason why we don't hear Anton Daniels and his jigaboo crew, the reason why we don't hear them talking about Hartford, Michigan, is because it doesn't conform to his narrative. That's why. That black people commit all of the crime. But if you go to Hartford, Michigan, you're more likely to be held up by a white person, even a 12-year-old in a gas station, holding up white on white crime. In Hartford, Michigan, 12 years old, robbing gas stations. The thug should be in jail. But of course, he got a sweetheart deal. They let him go. They didn't hold the father responsible for allowing the 12-year-old thug to get the gun in the first place. The sheriff said that the father learned a valuable lesson and that he must procure the gun in a safer location, one that the 12-year-old thug can't get to. Look at him. Look at the thug. He pulls out a gun out of a backpack, sits the backpack on the counter, shoots the gun in the air. She puts the money into the backpack. He walks his punk ass out. The thug, look at him. But I wonder why Anton Daniels isn't speaking on this, isn't talking about Hartford, Michigan, where the crime is 28% higher than any other city in the U.S. And it's comprised mostly of white people, over 66% white people committing crimes in Hartford, Michigan. This is White on White Crime Awareness Day. Bueller. Bueller. Why, Messy Michon, isn't your boy Anton Daniels talking about this issue? Bueller.